and welcome to another session of Music Matters with Ev. And I'm so pleased for the opportunity to interview someone who I knew had a very big musical streak inside of him, but I then found out that he was basically making a living busking. Welcome, James Beau Barclay.
Hello, how's it
How you
going?
doing? Not bad.
I'm
You well?
I'm very good. Yeah, I'm very good. I'm sitting outside and it's not bad weather, so it's happy times.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And thanks, as I said, for taking the time out of whatever schedule you've got, just to fill us in on who you are and what you do musically and so on. So, James, take it
Mm,
back to the beginning. When did it all start for you? When did you realize, hey, I got something I want to share with the world musically?
yeah, it's a nice question actually, and I haven't thought about that for a long time. So I just do it now.
Yeah.
But I realized I started playing guitar really young, like 9, but I didn't actually enjoy it for years. It was only an image thing, I never practiced. I went to guitar lessons every week, and it's the same. But I just loved the fact that I had a guitar. It's cool. And then I think I was on a holiday, and there was a guitar where we were staying. Then I was playing, and I learned a song by Laura Marling called "Failure," which is a song that like me and my family used to sing in the car.
Mhm.
Love Laura Marling's first album. I think it's amazing. I think it's her best album still. I think she wrote it when she was about 16.
Mhm.
And I learned the guitar part, and then I was like, oh, maybe I can sing this. And then there was 2 girls that I was on the trip with that I don't really know them that well. They were kind of friends, family friends, and they were like, yeah, you should sing it. And then I sang it to them, and they were like, that was amazing. And that feeling was like, yeah, an amazing feeling. And I was like, wow, I can like kind of affect people in a way with that. And I sang it with my sister as well, which was a really nice feeling. And yeah, that's when I think I caught the bug, I guess, because I was trying to catch the bug because I wanted it. I was trying to be a guitarist, but I realized I needed the singer songwriter thing was what I wanted to do. So yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. And when you caught the bug, how did it then pan out? Did you get a band? Did you carry on with your solo stuff? What happened?
Mm. So I started writing songs quite soon after that, and then it was pretty much just solo stuff for a few years. But yeah, doing a few gigs, like I did like a gig in the Cotton when we were leaving year 11. I did a remix of Rihanna's which song? Oh, Ooh Na Na, what's my name? I did
Yeah.
Ooh Na Na, Cotton School, which is not the most genius remix ever, but that was my first. That's probably the biggest audience I've ever played to. Still, that was the whole of my year, which is 120 people. So
That's big.
that was a big moment. Haven't surpassed that yet in audience size, so maybe one day. And then I actually formed a band in sixth form, or when I'd left, and I'd formed a band with some people that were in sixth form, so they're a year below of me,
Mhm.
and that was really fun. And then they played as my kind of, when I became like James Beau Barclay, they became like my band for that for a bit. And
Mhm.
so the bassist of the band, actually, I released a song with him just last year. He's called Blue Wiley, and he does like hip hoppy beats and stuff. So I still work really closely with Ben, but yeah, not in a band sense. So
Okay.
all
And
kinds of
and
different things. Yeah.
and where did the band, you and the band, where did you mostly play?
So we first played at Cotton School
Hmm.
a few times. Um, And yeah, actually quite a good story when I first interacted with them, they were just jamming in Cotton. I was walking past and I saw them and I was like, there's no like front man here. It was just like a band playing with that. I was like, do you guys want to play some of my songs? And they were like, yeah. So then it was just like, I fitted in. So yeah, it was Cotton. And then where else did we play? A few different places around. Yeah, some rehearsal studios in Bristol. Can't even remember now. And then we did some rehearsal studios in South East London, so the Music Room, and there's one in Deptford. Yeah.
So when I next caught up with you, I was so pleasantly surprised, James, because from what I knew of you, as I said, I knew that you were musical. I knew that. I mean, Cotton School was full of musicians and
Yeah.
singer-songwriters and artists of all different types. So I knew you, and I knew you had that capability. But when I next heard of you, it was when I think you released a single, and
Mm.
I listened to it and I was thinking, oh my gosh, you kept that hidden, kept that quiet.
Yeah, I don't think I really, yeah, because I was in the gospel choir with
Yeah.
Everton, and uh, I don't think I had a real passion for singing then. I liked
Mm,
singing, but
mm,
when I wrote songs, I developed the love for it, and then I
mm.
actually took it seriously and like tried to get better at singing, I guess. So yeah, it kind of I
Well,
hid it. I
yeah.
didn't hide it from you, but it just
Well,
wasn't there yet. I don't think.
well, all I can say is it was like knockout when I heard it. I was thinking, oh my gosh, okay, okay. And how did you then? Because it seemed like you were making a living out of busking.
Yeah, so when I finished uni, I studied design at uni at Goldsmiths, which is like a very multidisciplinary course. So
Hmm.
I actually ended up doing quite a lot of music in my course. I like did a project called Busking for Anxieties, which was like I collected people's anxieties instead of money,
Hmm.
and then like made songs out of them and made art out of them. And it was kind of trying to use music as like a vehicle to, break down the stigma around mental health and anxiety, because I think as a musicians often we have an opportunity to share those things through music
Yeah,
and trying
yeah.
to like spread that to non-musicians. But so that was my final year project, and then after that I was busking throughout uni as well, and I realized because you finish in summer,
Hmm.
and I could make like I could make like £80 a day. That would be like how much I'd like set myself to make.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd make that in like half an hour, and sometimes I'd make that in like 4 hours, which is way too long to be singing and playing guitar. It's bad for you. So it was amazing. I managed to do that like when I left uni, and all my friends were like working in bars, and I was just going around London just singing. So that was amazing. Yeah, I don't think I
And
could have kept it up for like longer than 1 year, but
well, ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm not surprised, James, because when I heard your single and then I heard your sound with you and the electric guitar, I was just thinking,
mm.
it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So
Yeah,
well done for that. So
thanks, man.
how did you then continue up until 2019? What was your musical
Mm.
activity and output up until then?
Yeah, I guess yeah. So kind of just like continuing working on songs in my room really, and then releasing them on
Hmm.
independently. I started doing that at uni, and luckily, I'm a designer, so I can make the artwork, and I kind of
Yeah.
understand a little bit about the marketing side of things. And I guess these days there's so many platforms out there that make it easier than ever to do everything on your own. So yeah, just kept kind of making songs I liked and releasing them. And then I think, yeah, probably spent more time learning a bit more about the promotion side of things. Like
Yeah.
there's so much info on YouTube. There's like people who used to work in labels, and they're like saying what the labels do. And so yeah, I continue to learn a bit more about that side of things as well. So yeah.
Can I just ask, did you also travel? Did you do any performing abroad? Did you go anywhere in Europe at all?
No, I didn't. I didn't really. No. Have I done any abroad? No, done no gigs abroad. Yeah,
Okay, not yet.
it's busking. Yeah, not yet. Busking, and then done a lot of so far sounds.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good.
yeah, so
That's good.
they're amazing. Yeah, the first one I did was like 2017, and then since then was doing like one a month for a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
And there's just such a captive audience in those, and
Yes.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
really cool.
Very good. So, what happened in 2020 for you then, musically?
So 2020 was obviously quite a crazy time.
Hmm.
I think I'm probably one of the few people that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say that I've enjoyed lockdown, but like for me, it's given me a lot of opportunity to, focus on my music. And
Hmm.
I was pretty lucky because my girlfriend's a doctor. So she was actually moving around and working.
Hmm.
So I went back to Bristol with her, and then I went to Manchester with her. Because she was working in Manchester for a bit. And yeah, so that kept it kind of fresh. But yeah, it just kind of those times when you might be going to the pub or, you know, something, I was just able to sit in my room and make music more than usual, because I do find it difficult. I like to socialize, so that's often the thing that stops me from doing music, because I have a day job as a designer as well. So yeah, often I just want to go out and hang out after I finish work, but during coronavirus you couldn't do that. So
it became a bit more of a productive time for you musically. Yeah,
pretty much.
Which is a big plus. Okay,
Yeah.
how do you see the foreseeable future?
I guess 2020 did kind of let me take a bit of a step back, because obviously during 2020 you couldn't do gigs, and I think I got a bit burnt out by just producing. I realized that doing gigs actually gave me quite a lot of energy to do those slogs in my room, making a track, which is quite a solitary experience sometimes. And you do the gig and you get the energy and you're like, yeah, I love this. And then, you know, maybe you're in the studio with some other people as well. But I guess I think I've realized I wanted to, you know, I think widen the scope of what I'm trying to do, and not just be like, I think there's a lot of people out there that are like releasing music and saying, look at me, look at me, look at how cool my song is, like, subscribe, you know, love me. But I think going back to my project from uni is like, your music has got the power to, you know, do great good in the world. And I think trying to focus a little bit more on how can I give value back to my fans, or, you know, the wider world. And yeah, so I'm putting a gig on in Deptford on the 20th of May, actually, which is kind of a continuation of the Busking for Anxiety's project, but it's like going to be like a musical evening for anxiety. So the artists that play are going to talk a little bit about how music has helped them with their anxiety and their mental health problems. And then also we're going to get the audience to like write down some cards, like answering the question, what makes you anxious and what makes you feel better. And then they're going to be stuck up on the wall. And we've done it a little bit with the busking, and it just creates a nice space where people just have quite informal chats about this kind of stuff that usually you wouldn't talk about. And then the music is there to kind of create a bit more of a, I guess if you were doing that without the music, it would be pretty intense. But the music kind of brings a slightly more lighthearted feel and like brings people together. So yeah, I want to do more stuff like that, and that's going to be raising money for like mental health charity. Okay. We Are With You, and yeah.
So hold on, let me write this down. I'm putting this down. Deptford gig, 20th of May, is it?
20th of May, yeah. It's at the Matchstick Pie House, which is a non-commercial space for theatre and music.
That's a cute name. Matchstick Pie House.
Pie House.
And it's the 20th of May. It's a fundraiser for?
Fundraiser for We Are With You, the charity's called.
We Are With You. Cool. All right. We'll put down how people can get in touch with you or find out more about you in a minute. So I like the fact that you said this is so important, and thank you for mentioning it, because you're absolutely right. The current platforms seem to exist for showcasing the artist, which is fine, but we know that music is more powerful than just showcasing an individual.
Yeah.
And you seem to be using it in one of the ways that it was very prevalently used in the past up until today. So well done, and all the best with that. And definitely. So what advice would you give to people hoping to follow in your footsteps? You know, anybody who thinks that I can be active musically, I want to do music. What advice would you give them?
Yeah. I guess I'd say, first off, it's really hard to make a living. Like, I think, so I've got a fair amount of streams on a couple songs on Spotify, which I think, you know, I feel like that's a big success for me, but it's nowhere near making enough money to make a living at all, you know, not even close. And so I think it's, if you're thinking about being an artist as like your main career, then I think there's a tiny percentage of people that are able to do that for their main job. And I think also doing it for your main job, I mean, for me personally, I think I've realized if it was my main job, I think I'd enjoy it less. it'd be a lot more pressure on it, to perform and produce and release and stuff. So yeah, it's fine to have it as a side hustle. And then I'd say just write and record your music like as early as you can. And if you do want to properly release the songs, get your music out there, maybe put some stuff on SoundCloud, maybe send it to some people. But if you're going to properly release a song, then do spend as long as you can getting it sounding as good as you can with the people that you have around you, and like your resources like YouTube videos, and but then don't wait for a magic label or a producer to come along and be like, oh, we want to sign you, or release this for you. Like, you can do it all on your own. So yeah, release that first thing, or release this, keep releasing, and you'll kind of like, you'll find your way. And then I think these days, more and more, like, someone gets to a certain level and the more attention you get, then people can come and say, oh, we want to work with you. And like, you have more like control then, and you can say, well, I already know how to do all of this. So what are you even offering me? You can give me some money, and then, so yeah, the more you learn, the more kind of powerful you are. And I think another thing is like working out what you enjoy the most as well, because I think, so for ages I tried to get really good at mixing, like the real like specifics of EQing and compression, and because obviously, as I've said, you can learn that now, but I just wasn't enjoying it, and I was spending hours and stuff. And now I've got a friend who does that for me at a very reduced rate. And I think especially if you're younger, there's probably going to be somebody that wants to do that side of things, and who would be enthusiastic to like have an opportunity to work with you. So like, I've worked out that I love to write the song and like get all the parts on the Logic file, and like do a very rough mix, and then that's my most satisfying point. So yeah, and you can get other people to do the rest of it. So
wow, excellent. Very, very good points. Very good points. Thanks. Okay, so how can we keep in touch with you? Have you got a website, or what platforms are you on? Where can we find your
stuff? So Instagram is probably where I'm most active. Just my name, James Beau Barclay. Type it in, and then I haven't got an official website, but yeah, I'm on Facebook, and I just started using TikTok because that seems to be the thing these days. So I feel like I might even be a bit old for TikTok now, but no, it's for everyone. And then just on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever music platform you listen to, you can follow on there.
And also the Apple Music. Okay, and where can we? So on Apple Music and things like that, we can purchase your singles, yeah.
I don't think you can actually purchase them on Apple Music because it's streaming, but you can on Bandcamp. Actually, you can purchase stuff, but that's a little bit outdated. Actually, I need to update that, because someone did actually buy my discography on Bandcamp the other day, but it was missing about 5 songs, so I need to update that. People would buy my music on Bandcamp about 3 times a year, so it's not really a thing that many people do anymore. So
okay, and okay, well, that's excellent, and I wish you the best with the music, as your music, and especially the work that you're doing with the charities as well, because that's very, very important, very, very useful. And I've just got one more question that I need to ask you, because I've been asking everyone. I think the only person I didn't ask was the last young person I interviewed, but hey, we all make mistakes. Okay, so if 2020 were a human being, what would you say to him or her?
That's a really strange question, but I like it. I think I would have a few things to say. I would probably say, like, weirdly enough, it feels a bit wrong to say, because obviously people have had a horrible year, but thank you for quite a nice year for me personally. And then I would say, I mean, I guess I'd say I wish it never happened, because obviously it's been awful. And yeah, I don't know. Just good riddance, I guess. Yeah.
That's it.
I think I should have said the second part first, really, shouldn't I?
It's okay. You're just cracking me up because I could almost see your brain ticking over.
Yeah.
What am I going to say to him or her? Oh, that's so cool. All right, James Beau Barclay, thank you again, and we're going to keep in touch with you. We're going to keep an eye on what you're doing, and
Thanks, man.
we want to feature you again if there's an opportunity to do that. All right, so thank you again, and in the
Thanks very much,
meantime,
Ed.
you take care, and I've got to make sure that I do this. Okay, bye.
Cool. See you.